Hi everybody, my name is Brian Seymour. I am the Director of Instructional Technology for Pickerington Local School District. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our new Pickerington Schools technology plan, and mostly dealing today with the middle school plan. So with this plan, we have first and foremost really taken the idea of looking at technology integration with the eye of teaching and learning first. We really want the mantra of technology allows us the tools to get to the teaching and learning, but the teaching and learning is by far the most important thing that we will do. Along with that, we've developed a new vision of technology, and along with that, our four main goals are showing mastery in all of the content areas, increasing skills in critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. Those are the new employability skills. Being prepared for the next level of education. So if that's middle school, it's then junior high. And if it's junior high, we're talking high school and so on. And then also successfully attaining the skills and the proficiencies required of today's workforce. And along with that, we have the correct idea that technology has to have a strong connection with teaching and learning. Okay, technology no more is, the class you take where you go into that mysterious room down the hallway. Technology is embedded into what we do as part of the normal day of teaching and learning. So there's a few questions that we must answer before we get started with this on the teaching and learning side of things. So regardless of the technology, what's the essential outcome of the lesson? What is the teacher trying to get the students to learn? That is the most important piece there. The technology is a tool or a vessel to be able to reach that essential outcome. How do these technology tools enhance the curriculum? What are they doing? What are they doing to improve what it is that we're doing in a traditional classroom? What will the students do with these tools during and after the class? Is this technology tool a direct replacement for doing something that we're doing on paper and pencil, or is it actually elevating the learning going on in the classroom? If I'm a teacher, I'm asking the question, am I using technology in powerful ways? Or once again, is it just a replacement tool? I've had this worksheet that I've done for many years. Now I put it online. That is not using technology in powerful ways. How can we really utilize all of these tools in a way that will dramatically impact and improve the teaching and learning process? And then the last one there, how will I use this technology to improve my teaching? So once again, the committee was in full agreement that it is not about the technology, it's about the teaching and learning. So with this, we've adopted a new model. This is called the Seymour model, and it's been around for a few years. Dr. Ruben Puntadora did a bunch of research up in Maine on this type, and this is it's not a ladder, it's not a scaffold, it's ways that you can use technology to help to transform or enhance what it is that you're doing in a traditional classroom. So the bottom level of this is substitution, and I mentioned before, I've got a worksheet that I've done on paper, and now I'm putting this worksheet online. That is substitution. So technology acts as a direct tool substitution, no functional change. Okay, so let's say I'm writing a paper, and in that paper now I'm typing it, so that is substitution. But now I'm going in and I'm adding links, I'm adding pictures, I'm adding in different things that could not be done on paper pencil. That is considered augmentation. Along with that, we've also got the modification piece, which once you get above this line, you now get into modification. Modification is now where we really change what it is that we're doing with teaching and learning. So this allows for a significant task redesign. So maybe if you're typing out that paper, maybe you have a kid that functionally cannot type because of some disability or something. So now you're using Google Voice. And in Google Voice, you're actually allowing the kid to talk, and it types for them. That would be one example. And then redefinition would be the top level, and that is something that you could not have done any way whatsoever without the use of technology. So let's say they are doing a voice thread where they're actually talking and communicating back and forth on this essay, or they're using Google Docs to edit back and forth, peer edit back and forth. So this is really the tool that we're going to use for teaching and learning to help us figure out where it is that we're at. Now, we do not expect, and we would never expect, that all lessons are at redefinition. Sometimes substitution may be good. The problem is if you spend all of your time in one area, then that's where the technology integration gets bogged down. If you're in substitution the whole time and you're never doing anything in these top three, then we've got a little bit of a problem. All right. So along with that, we've adopted a blended learning environment. And our blended learning environment we are calling Tradigital. And that is basically the best teaching practices from a traditional classroom to that of a digital classroom, merging those together and making sure that all of our teaching strategies and all of our tools, analog and digital tools, should align to reach that goal of whatever the learning objective is. So how are we going to get there? What are some of our future implementation plans? So first of all, our main goal is to have the entire district to be one-to-one within 6 years. And to be able to do that, we're looking at a couple different devices. At our grades pre-K through second, we are adopting an iPad mini. At grades 3 and 4, an iPad Air. And then at grades 5 through 12, we are adopting a Dell Chromebook 11. Now, the model is going to be different at the elementary schools than what it is at the middle school, junior high, and high school. So at the elementary levels, each teacher is going to have a cart of devices in their classroom, and in which the kids will keep the devices at school overnight. Whereas in the grades 5 through 12, each student will be issued a Dell Chromebook, and that Chromebook will go with them from class to class, as well as going home with those kids. We are expecting that the Dell Chromebooks last the kids a total of 4 years. When they enter into high school, 9th grade, they'll get a new Chromebook. So they'll turn in their old one, give us back the old one, and we'll give them a new Chromebook. We're going to be constantly evaluating the Chromebooks every year as we go through. So if we find a model that we like better, we may switch part of the way through. But right now, the Dell Chromebook 11 is by far the best model that we're looking at to be able to serve our students. So here's a short little video about the Dell Chromebook 11.
Encourage students to investigate their interests inside and outside of the classroom with the school-tough Dell Chromebook 11. Engineered to excel in any learning environment, this Chromebook offers superior spill and drop protection for a student laptop, thanks to Dell's rubberized trim and fully sealed keyboard and touchpad. The 4th generation Intel Core processor boots up in less than 8 seconds and instantly loads web pages with the Chrome OS and Chrome browser. Students can stay in touch with teachers, collaborate with classmates, and access learning resources from the cloud with the full suite of Google productivity apps such as Docs, Drive, and Google Hangouts. With a 180-degree hinge, students can easily adjust their screen to enhance group work. 2 USB 3.0 ports, HDMI, and an SD media card reader slot let students connect to various external devices to share content and projects. The first Chromebook with an interactive LED light system facilitates learning engagement. With easy-to-use Chrome software tools, teachers can conduct ad hoc verbal polls and be easily informed when students want to raise questions or provide answers. Best-in-class battery life ensures students are powered up from the first bell to the last. The Dell Chromebook 11 laptop, designed for collaborative learning.
So the Chromebook model that we selected is the Dell Chromebook 11. It runs the Chrome operating system, has 4 gigabytes of RAM, has a 32 gigabyte solid-state internal hard drive, a 11.6-inch touchscreen, and the touchscreen was important because now we can do math problems on the screen. We can bring in art and some creative elements in there as well. This Chromebook also has obviously Wi-Fi connection and Bluetooth capabilities. So the other big piece was that we wanted a Chromebook that was school tough. We wanted something that could withstand 4 years of a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, ninth grader, and what the kids put things through. So this Dell Chromebook 11 is made out of a U.S. military standard plastic. It's tested for durability, pressure, temperature, humidity, shock, and vibration, so it can handle the student life. It is also spill-proof, and the screen has Gorilla Glass, so if kids leave something on there, it can actually protect it. So here's a quick little video on the school-tough ability of the Dell Chromebook 11.
The Dell Chromebook 11 has thick rubber going all around the sides. The optional touchscreen is super tough Gorilla Glass. This was designed specifically to resist cracking if kids put their pencils on the keyboard and then close the lid, which you know they're going to do. Dell also expects kids to spill stuff. You see this little drainage hole on the bottom? You could pour 16 ounces of water on the keyboard, wait 10 seconds, drain the water, and the laptop would survive.
So we feel that we picked a very good Chromebook to start moving forward with, and next year all of our 5th and 6th grade students will get one of these devices. And like I said before, it is a 24/7 model, which means that the kids will take this home with them. So one of the biggest things that we need to get our kids trained on real quickly is that when they take this home, they need to make sure they charge it that night. We do not want to have kids charging at school, and the reason for that is mostly a safety issue. Our buildings are not adapted for multiple outlets all over the place. They're usually around the walls. So with that, if we had cords going all over the place, we would have some real security hazards we have to watch out for. So we need to make sure that one of the main things we work on a technical aspect is that the kids are charging these at home. They have between a 10 to an 11-hour battery life, so there shouldn't be any real issues with kids losing charge during the school day. So let's talk about how this is going to roll out and what the milestones are going to look like. So starting next school year, we're going to have 2 of our elementary schools go online with one-to-one devices, but all 3 of our middle schools, so all grades 5 and 6 students. The following year, we'll have an additional additional elementary go one-to-one. And then these kids who are here in 5th and 6th grade will end up in 6th and 7th grade next year. Those devices will go with them, and a new group of 5th graders will also get Chromebooks. High school will get a bunch of shared carts. We're purchasing about 400 Chromebooks per high school. This will allow the high school teachers to gain some experience on what those Chromebooks actually look like before all these students get to the high school with 4 years of experience of Chromebooks. The following school year, we'll bring on the next 2 elementary schools, and then those kids that are in 5th, 6th, 7th grade here are now in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade here. Here we now have 5 elementary schools, all 3 of our middle schools, and both of our junior highs completely one-to-one, with the high school still with those shared carts. Now I do want to make a note, during this time, we are going to take current devices that are in each of these buildings, and as they go one-to-one, those current devices will then be moved to buildings that have not gone one-to-one yet. So, for example, Diley Middle School is one of the first, Diley Middle School would be here with these. They currently have iPads in their building. We're going to take those iPads and move those to elementaries that do not get to go one-to-one right away, or up into the high school as well, or to the junior high as we go through. So every building will be getting more devices next year. It's just a matter of where are we at with all those devices. And to be honest with you, in this year, yes, we have 5 elementaries that are one-to-one, but those schools will also be, the other 2 schools will also be one-to-one with older devices. And then they will go one-to-one in this year. So now we've got all of our elementary schools, as well as all of grades 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 will all go one-to-one. Following year, all of our elementaries are, and now we're once again in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and 10th grade. As you can see, they'll get a device here in 5th grade, they'll get a device here in 9th grade. So when they go through all 4 of these years, they turn in their device, and then it's they're given a new device once they enter high school. And then the last year of our plan to get the entire district onto one-to-one will be in 2021-22. Here you now have all the elementaries at every grade level above that is now one-to-one. So from there on out, our district will be completely one-to-one. We'll be on a 5-year rotation model for our elementary schools, and our middle schools, junior high school, and high school students will be on a 4-year rotation with that Chromebook. Okay. In addition to the Chromebook, we also need to look at some software. And the software that we're adopting is called Hapara. And what Hapara does is it allows the teacher to be able to look into what the kid is doing, what the student is doing on their computer. So what you see in front of you is what's called the teacher dashboard of Hapara. Each teacher will set up a class, and on that class, they will set up, here's the kid's name, and then these are the different windows that are open, or the different tabs that are open on the kid's computer. And you can see when they last updated it, what it was modified by. The teacher has the ability then to go in and look at what the kids are doing, so they're able to monitor, make sure they're on the right thing. And if the kid is on something that they shouldn't be on, let's say they're on Facebook or they're on Twitter, when they're supposed to be doing something academic, the teacher can actually go in and send a note to this student. So this student's name is Anthony. So if I was the teacher and Anthony was on Twitter and he shouldn't be, I could actually send Anthony a note digitally that says, hey, Anthony, you need to get back to doing your work. Or I could get up and walk over to that student and say the same thing. If Anthony still decides that he still wants to be on Twitter, I have the ability to actually X out of that software and basically close that window for him. In addition, the teacher can also see an actual live view of what's going on with the screen clicks, with the typing and everything like that as well. They can see exactly what is going on that Chromebook. Okay. The other thing that this allows you to do as a teacher is it allows you to push out websites. So we've all had that experience of trying to get somebody else onto a website, and here we are spelling out that website and trying to put it through, and it takes forever. So this way I could go as a teacher, open up a tab on my computer, and then push that tab out to everybody. So I think this will do some really good things for helping our teachers, watching what the kids are doing, making sure the kids are doing the right thing, as well as getting some feedback to the teacher of realizing that, hey, this kid maybe is off track and maybe needs some extra help. So in addition to the actual device and the software that's being purchased on there, we know that our teachers are going to need some professional development, and that professional development needs to be ongoing, needs to be differentiated, and has to be relevant. So it can't be something where it's just here and then they go away and they do things. We know that it has to be ongoing throughout the year. We also know that we have teachers that some of them are expert level users of technology, and we know some of them struggle to turn on their computer. So we need to make sure that that professional development is differentiated and it's relevant to what it is that we're asking our teachers to do in the classroom. So we're going to focus on 3 to 5 major technology integration areas per school year. We're going to ask that all of our teachers get Google Level 1 certified, as you can see down here. And basically that is going to say how to use the technology of Google actually in the classroom. It's very good professional development. We're also going to do some job-embedded professional development where we'll have people that will actually be able to work with the teachers when they actually have kids in front of them. And that is by far more impactful professional development than having individuals just sit there and talk, and then teachers are supposed to go back and do it. It's more impactful if it's job-embedded. We have a partnership with Tierney Brothers, and they're going to bring in some PD. We're also going to get some Apple Leadership PD through ITSCO. And then we're also going to look at, for the secondary levels, some digital learning PD to start making some online courses and digital learning courses. So in addition to that, the Tierney Brothers group mainly is going to work with the middle school group. We're going to talk about some different things of using devices in a one-to-one environment, using Chromebook and the Google tools, flipped classrooms, blended learning, what it looks like to be a paperless classroom, integrating technology into that curriculum, and we're going to have constant access with them through a Google Hangout, where if you're a teacher, you can contact them any school day between the hours of 7:30 and 4:30 and be able to access somebody there and get your questions answered immediately. One of the biggest things that we need to work with teachers is the idea of digital use divide. So we have the idea of the digital divide in the past has been kids that have technology and kids that don't have technology. Now that we're giving everybody technology, that digital divide is gone. But the idea of a digital use divide is still going to be there. And you can see we have passive use and we have active use. So passive use is I'm just going to pull up a YouTube site and I'm just going to watch it. Passively consuming digital media as opposed to actively using it. So peer collaboration, design, global connections, interaction with experts, media production, immersive simulation, and some different online methods. So this is one of the biggest things that we'll be concentrating on once we get past the idea of, okay, these are devices, these are how we use them in the classroom. So what are the expectations and goals that we have for our teachers? So the first thing is that we're asking that all teachers live and work in a blended learning environment, that tradigital learning environment, using the tool that is best. Is it a traditional tool or is it a digital tool to reach whatever that learning outcome is? We're asking that everybody have a presence in Google Classroom. Google Classroom is going to be the hub of our digital classrooms. Use the device as a teaching and learning tool with the key applications supported by the district. The district has adopted over the past couple years many high quality instructional tools, and those are going to be the ones that are going to be supported by the district, and we're going to ask every teacher to use those ones. They will have the ability to use other ones that they find as well, but these ones that are adopted by the district will be the ones that we'll support and will give professional development for. We're asking that all teachers use less paper, but not become completely paperless. What does it look like now in your classroom if every single kid has a device? Do we need to print out everything? Do we need to print out essays, or can we give feedback to those and grade those digitally so that feedback can happen quicker? And then we're asking that everybody have an open mind and everybody be a contributor. This is the first time Pickerington is jumping into anything like this. We understand that there's going to be bumps in the road, and we're going to understand that we need to learn from each other as we go through this. So we're asking that all teachers have an open mind as we go through this and contribute. If you find a good article, if you find something that works in your classroom, please share those ideas. The student goals for this plan include increased student achievement. Obviously, that's our main goal. That's what we're trying to achieve. We're also looking at, will technology decrease the levels of negative student behavior? If they're more engaged, is there the possibility of less behavior that needs to be sent to the office or for office referrals? Looking to move towards a more student-centered learning, less time of the teacher standing in front of the classroom and more time of the student being the learner and not just being talked to. Increased and personalized instruction due to adaptive nature of technology. An increase in student ownership of learning. An increase in effective collection, analysis, and usage of learning data for the teacher to help drive instruction. Increase in those 21st century learning skills, or the employability skills, collaboration, communication, creativity, creative thinking. We want learning to become a 24/7, 365 event. Now, we're not expecting kids to be learning all of the time or on their devices all of the time, but we want to be able to give them the opportunity, if they want, to be able to have learning as a 24/7, 365 event. And we believe the ability of a student to take a device home gives them that possibility. We want to expand academic opportunities through digital learning tools, social media, and virtual learning tools. We want all classrooms to have a constant presence in Google Classroom, and we want to continue the expansion of digital resources to our students. And then lastly, we want to have equitable access regardless of socioeconomic status. We want to have equitable access to devices and internet for all of our students. So with that, that is the basic introduction to our brand new technology plan. Feel free to check out the Pickerington website if you want to see the entire plan, and we hope to be able to bring more information to you as we venture through the idea of going one-to-one. So thank you very much.